What is happening, YouTube and weight loss warriors? It's your boy C Dub, and I'm back with another video. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about yo-yo fasting, being consistent, and what kind of problems you can get from the yo-yo fasting and not being consistent. So I'm going to do it right after this. Hey guys, what's going on? And I just wanted to talk to you real quick about a walk that I had today and a thought that I had on the walk. But before I really jump into that, I want to thank all of you for being here today. If you're new to my channel, I'm C Dub. I've lost 125 pounds using intermittent fasting. You guys that are returning, thank you so much for being a weight loss warrior and part of my team. Ultimately, guys, I went out today with my family early and ate, which is something that I usually don't do. And the reason I'm getting into that part is it leads into my story. And so today my wife had an appointment she had to get to in our normal dinner time hours, and we just were talking back and forth, and we said, why don't we go to like a brunchish time meal today, and my wife and I'll eat just that meal, and then we can feed the kids again in the afternoon, regular dinner time, but something simple at home. So we all went out, we had a good lunch, and then I went to my walk. And so I'd finished eating like 11 o'clock, which is way earlier than my general eating schedule. So I shifted my window from what is normally 5 to more like a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning window, and that doesn't really happen. So, but it did today. It worked out for our family schedule. And so we finished eating. It was a good time. And I went on my usual daily walk. Just a little bit later. Normally I'm walking during that 10 to 11 o'clock hour, but I started walking. And I was deep in my thoughts about walking and all the things that I needed to think about. I was really thinking about this amazing interview I have coming up tomorrow, guys. I'm going to do a crazy interview on Friday that I'm so excited to bring to you guys, that I'll be bringing to you hopefully either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. I'll have it up on the channel. But this story, her story and my story are so similar, and she's such an amazing person. I thought, I was thinking about the details of when I should get that up and what questions I should ask and all the different information about this interview. And as I'm just walking and I'm deep in my thoughts about how her story is similar in consistency and so is mine, I noticed that my head kind of started to hurt a little bit, and I started to feel really tired. Now, I know all my keto people want to jump on right now and just say, that's because you had carbs with your meal. Guys, but it's not because I had carbs with my meal. I started to feel different because my body is not used to exercising while not in a fasted state. I do almost all of my working out, whether it's lifting or walking, I do almost all of it fasted. I hardly ever exercise after I've eaten. And my body is simply not used to pushing itself when it's full of glucose. It's used to pushing itself when it's burning on fat. And so this made my body react weird. And it kind of threw this entire day off. Now, of course, I'm a no-matter for life. I'm not going to give in to any temptation to eat again. And when 5 o'clock rolls around today, I'm going to be perfectly fine. I'm going to grit right through it. It's going to be no issue whatsoever. But with that said, I realized that because I had shifted my window, I felt bad. But that is the exact same thing that happens to people that have just started intermittent fasting. Somebody that has just started intermittent fasting is now skipping a meal. They start to not feel good the same way that I felt after I had eaten a meal. And so it goes to show you what your body gets used to. Now, what does all that have to do with yo-yo fasting? This is what it has to do with it, guys. I'm going to use another example of a person that I watch on YouTube. I don't want to put her name out there or her business out there, but she did a huge, super long fast, and she's complained a lot ever since that fast. And she'll go on a fast here, or a 48 fast out there, a 72-hour fast here, a week fast here, but there's no consistency in what she's doing. She's all over the map. And she talks about how great she felt during the 54-hour fast, but every time she's fasted since then, she's having struggles and difficulties and problems and issues, and it's never able to get anything quite right, and she doesn't ever feel quite where she needs to feel. And it just dawned on me again that the reason that she's having these struggles is because her body doesn't know what to do. That we are creatures of habit. So that's going to bring me to a quick story about a rat that I had when I was a kid. And this rat, I used to feed him and I would put his food. He had a big cage, and then he had a tube that carried up to the top to another littler cage. And I used to open the littler cage and feed him, and he was too small to get up the tube, and eventually he grew. And he started flying up the tube the second I would touch the top of it. But after a couple of months, he would go wait at the top of the tube at 5 o'clock every day or so when I fed him. He would know that I was coming, and he would be waiting. And the only time of the day he sat up there for me to feed him, I'd open it up, and he'd crawl into my hand, and I'd put the food out, he'd crawl back in, and he'd eat. And he knew exactly when he was going to eat. He had it in his instincts. My dog was the same way. You could walk into the kitchen at the time it was to feed my dog, and she'd run into the kitchen because she knew, and she'd get next to her bowl and wait. We are the same way. And when we are fasting and then not fasting and then fasting and then not fasting and then non-easy to understand pattern for our body, what happens is we never get used to it. We never get in a habit of fasting. What we do is we go through a period of time, and then we're back off the wagon and back on and off, and our body can never adjust to the one particular way. It can be helpful if you're doing something that's trying to confuse your body, like if you're lifting weights one way and you're changing up your routine every 3 weeks or so that your body never gets used to the way that it's lifting. But when we're talking about the struggle of fasting, if you never give your body a chance to adjust to what it is that you're doing on a day in and day out basis, then you're going to have more hunger, you're going to have more issues, you're going to be more irritable, you're going to have more problems, and that's where yo-yo fasting comes in, guys. And then you also don't understand what it's really like to grind through things. You understand that if you don't eat for a week, you can lose 10 pounds. But you're not really losing 10 pounds. You're only losing 5 pounds, maybe 4 pounds. But you're thinking you're losing 10 because that's how much moved on the scale by not eating. Once you refeed, that weight's back on, but you've told yourself you lost 10. Now you're telling yourself you gained 5, and you start to get depressed, and you can't ever get a feel for it, and it's just not a positive way to go about this. So if you're watching this video, the main point and the main objective to what I'm trying to say to you is there's a strong reason behind the fact that I lost the weight that I did, and it's because I did it day in and day out. The interview that I have on Friday is no different. The last 2 interviews that I've put on the channel are no different, guys. If you want to do this and you want to be successful and you want to be a product of success in weight loss and you want to use intermittent fasting, it doesn't matter if it's a 16-8, a Warrior, or an OMAD. What does matter is that you give your body a chance to understand what it's doing. Last note on it is if you want to add 2 different styles together, it can be done, guys, but it's consistency again. If you're going to do OMAD 2 days a week and 16-8 the others, that's fine. Your body will get used to the 2 days a week that you're doing the OMAD, and you'll be good. The problem is if you go 4 days a week doing 16 and 8, then you do 3 days of OMAD, then you fast for a week, then you eat regular for 5 days, and you're never going to give your body a chance to understand what it needs to do. So it's always going to crave out to you or cry out to you that you're doing something wrong. Like it did to me on my walk when I ate early today, guys. My body was telling me, hey, this isn't what we do. Of course, I'm going to get over it. It'll be all right. I just wanted to give you guys a thought on that and a thought on my journey, and I appreciate all of you. Click on my face right over here, guys. It's sitting there for you to subscribe if you haven't done already. Got videos popping up. Please, guys, check out those videos. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you gained something from this video. If you did, please leave me a comment down below. I will catch you on the next one. Peace.